So I'm sure a majority of you play on console, whether it be on PlayStation, Xbox, or Switch. If you're familiar with how the multiplayer works, that's good because I want to talk about paying in order to play online, and how I personally believe it's the worst feature to be implemented onto these systems. I play on the PS4 and Switch, also PC, but luckily PC games don't require you to pay to play multiplayer games. Therefore, I don't really pay for PlayStation Plus, or so I stopped. Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo have really made it so that the players themselves have to pay to play something they had to buy that could have ranged around $10 to $60. Like, come on, there are things on top of that, like buying the console, paying the internet, and buying more titles for your system. Unfortunately, this does not seem to bother any of these companies, as they still have these subscription services up and running. The price range for these subscriptions usually range around $10 to $50 on PS4 and Xbox, while on the Switch it's $5 to $20. This might not seem like a bad bargain, but trust me, it is. You aren't really getting anything much out of these services. Now, before someone in the comments starts to type away that they get free monthly games, let me stop you there because you aren't getting anything for free. At the end of your subscription, let's just say you stop paying whatever monthly or yearly sub you get. Those quote-unquote free games you get are blocked because in order to play them, you have to pay once again. Now tell me, does that sound like free monthly games to you? Absolutely not. If they were free, you would be able to play them without paying and having them unlocked forever. See my point? It's all just a business move to keep you paying non-stop PlayStation Plus, Nintendo Online, or Xbox Live. But Marlo, you forgot we get add-ons and discounts. I didn't forget. Let's start with the add-ons. Add-ons are mostly exclusive content for Fortnite, Apex, Modern Warfare, Rogue Company, etc. But do you know what all these games have in common? No? Well, they're all free games. Those add-ons are for free games. At the same time, it's not like a lot of people really care for them either way. They are usually ignored or are never heard of. Now let's move towards the discounts. I gotta admit something. They do give some nice discounts at times, but it is rare. Now by rare, I mean I hardly see any. For this, I'm going to be focusing on PlayStation Plus, so I usually check the PlayStation Store whenever I'm on my PS4 to see what's on sale or just to browse around. When I used to get PlayStation Plus, which was only 5 times in my life, I realized that the discounts wouldn't really show up. Plus, it's also kind of weird that these subscriptions claim to have discounts for games when hardly any would come up. It takes months for at least a PS Plus sale to show up. Since I don't play on Xbox, I don't know too much about their services, but with friends telling me about their experiences with Xbox Live, it sounds sort of familiar. Nintendo didn't have this for their Switch up until September 18. Like, why? It should have stayed without it. With Switch Online, there isn't a ton to get out of it other than playing old classic titles, which by the way, it's pretty good. So this video is basically a protest towards the online multiplayer subscriptions. Now, I know a lot of players don't have a PC or prefer playing more on console, which is perfectly fine. I play on console myself. But if you think about it, these services are scams. I think they should make online free, while PS Plus, Xbox Live, and Online Switch become their own separate thing. That way people can decide whether or not to get it because of what it brings. But for sure, this won't happen as it brings revenue to these companies, still forcing players to pay in order to play something they're trying to enjoy.